I am praying, praying, praying. I do not say anything completely embarrassing. I'm okay with a little bit of embarrassment, because no one knows me here. No one who I know really has the potential of seeing this, and that's why I'm so okay with discussing what I want to discuss. Tonight it feels like a very loving night, which I feel like is kind of odd because it is Mercury retrograde. But as a Cancer Venus, I am like doomed, I think, to love everyone all the time. Sorry, my eyelash looks a little crazy. Um, and right now, like all I can think about is how thankful I am to have loved the people I have loved. I will never feel ashamed for loving someone. And I don't think anyone should ever feel ashamed for loving someone. I think loving someone is the best thing that you can do with your time. Loving someone to your fullest potential, friends, like especially like I'm not even talking in a romantic sense. I have had people in my life who I did not have a romantic connection with, but I definitely loved them. I loved them as people. I loved them as companions, I guess. I remember my mom was telling me not too long ago that as you get older, that you will just kind of appreciate people who are in your life that are companions. And at the time, I remember when she said that, like, I think I'm getting a little bit more closed-minded than I used to be. I think I've been pretty open-minded, and in the past, I've like, kind of been okay with polyamory. And me right now, with the person I'm with, I'm not really interested in that, but it's been okay for me in the past. But I do think there is some real weight to what she was saying. Companions are underappreciated. And, I think right now there's a lot of discussion going on about situationships. And obviously, if you're in a situation where the person you want to be with is not reciprocating your feelings, obviously leave. But there are some people, if you're lucky enough to know them, there are some people who are, I don't know. I don't know. They're there for you to love momentarily. And I think that's okay. I think when I think about it, I am okay with it. I think if I think about it in the way that um maybe the more monogamous side of me thinks about it, I think I'm very much like, no, like there's only one person for every person. But at the end of the day, I think there are many people for us in different ways, if that makes sense. This kind of video that I, want to talk about and that I just want to like talk. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. Just talk. I have so many thoughts in my head and I really want to share it because I know that there has to be people that like kind of follow what I'm saying. Um, but unfortunately, I'm not really surrounded by those people, so I can't, express it the way I want to. Very select few can really grasp what I'm saying, but I think for the most part, it's not a conventional way of loving people. And I think a lot of people have an issue with that. Um, anyway, I love so many people. I've loved so many people, and I'm so thankful to have loved so many people. Um, like, I cannot express how genuinely I love people who are not even in my life anymore. Maybe they fucked me over, fine. You know what? No, those people, fuck them. But there is some people who things just did not end up in an ideal way, but I still have a lot of love for them. And I can still say hi to them. Like, I think I don't think it's unique. I think I just am okay with being uncomfortable. An example of what I'm like trying to say before I actually say it is like the other day, I went hiking and I ran into an ex, and it was very just like, hey, hi, like, how are you? Like, oh, and he joked, he's like, I saw your car in the parking lot. I knew I was gonna run into you. And I was like, wow, that's so funny. Have a good hike. That's it. And I don't know if they were with their partner. They didn't introduce them as their partner, so I'm assuming it wasn't. So I just kept moving and, went on with my day. And I still have so much love for him. He is an amazing person, who added to my life. And yes, we had a really big argument, but that's not the defining point of our relationship. We were really cool for a long time before that. Um, and then to contrast that, I saw an ex at my job, and he knows that he's like he's done some crazy shit, and he knows that I don't like him. Um, and it was this whole thing. He shows up at my job. I work at a place where a lot of people come in, right? And he comes in and he has this like fucking face mask on, and he has his hoodie up. And I know it's him, like, I don't know. He wears the same fucking glasses he's always worn. And he has these like green brownish eyes that are just very like, you see them, you know it's him. And he's fucking tall. Like, he's noticeable. But that, like, he is so um resistant to like interacting with me, so much so that when I bought his mom a coffee, he came to my house and like argued with my mom when I wasn't even fucking home and I was at my man's house, and argued with her that I shouldn't have bought his mom a coffee. The kindness of my heart, mind you. That's another story. But like, it's just so interesting how like such different interactions happen. But regardless, like, I don't regret loving either of those people. Those people have taught me invaluable lessons that I will never forget, and I've had moments with them, and that's okay. And I am at such a good place mentally where I can appreciate how sweet those times were. At the moment, I'm feeling a little bit sentimental. Per Mercury retrograde. And I invite you to welcome those feelings. I think, like I said in my last video, I'm so okay with the fact that I miss people all the time. It is the only way that I know how to do things. And it's not for everyone. It's hard. But I think it's really important to honor those feelings, to honor the love that was once there. And I think it's so special, like, ugh, like, I'm not gonna let you ruin the memories that we had because you were shitty this one time. I know that those moments don't define you, you know? I think this is a kind of perspective that a lot of people should adopt for the betterment of their mental health. And I know it's not easy. It hasn't been easy for me to get where I am, but it is absolutely necessary to have a really full life, I think. Being okay with mistakes, being okay that things didn't work out, but still having love and loving that that love was there. I think that's the only way I've been able to heal. I think I just love love. It sounds so corny, like, in this, and it's only because I don't know anyone. Like, no one that I know has the ability to find this. No one, no one. If they stumble upon it, they stumble upon it. That's fine. But I always talk anyway. This is just, like a longer form of that and like a record of that. So hopefully more people can see it that hopefully I don't know. Hopefully that part stays like far away. But I just have a lot to say. I have a lot to too much to say. I'm a Leo. What can I say? But yeah, that's just it's just something I really wanted to speak on because I think it's a perspective that I don't come across too often, but I think it's a really important one. Um, I'm sorry I look a little scary right now. I literally am about to go to bed. I have class in the morning. I just needed to get it out. I just needed to get it out. I don't have anywhere else really to let it out. I'm sure I could put it down in a journal, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit too vain for just that. I think I like I like my words in something that I can watch back and really sit and like pick apart and be like, why did I say that? Why did I choose that wording? And then really expand on it in my own time. This is more for me than it is for you, I promise. So don't feel weird if you're kind of like, what is this bitch talking about? It's not for you to understand. is for me and my experience. And if you identify with my experience, great. That is all I would really like in life. I would like other people who kind of understand this and are on that kind of wavelength to know that it's okay to feel like that, to know that it's okay to love. This sounds so cheesy, but to love infinitely is so okay. And I invite you, if you have a lot of pain in your life, to open a little bit more of your mind and to love more freely.